Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr. So on Saturday the 12th of September 2020 at the Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson, California, Mike Tyson will box Roy Jones Jr. over what they say is an 8-round exhibition match. Due to the coronavirus, fans will not be allowed into the arena. The fight will be streamed online and on rising social media platform Triller. Mike is 54 and Roy is 51. Tyson's last fight was in 2005, where he retired on his stool against Kevin McBride after 6 rounds. While Roy's last fight was a unanimous points decision over Scott Sigmund in 2018. According to Kevin Iole of Yahoo Sports US, who first broke the news, Tyson and Jones will be wearing bigger gloves to protect each other and won't be trying to knock each other out. This isn't a situation where they're going out there to try and take each other's heads off. Andy Foster, the executive director of the California State Athletic Commission, told Iole, they're just going to be in there moving around the ring and letting fans see these legends. Foster had a Zoom call with Tyson and Jones not very long ago to discuss the fight. They both promised him they weren't looking to KO the other. Foster approved the fight, pending both of them passing comprehensive physical examinations that will be conducted by the commission. I haven't seen any mention of weight, but I'm guessing it will have to be at heavyweight. And it's all a bit confusing because on one hand we have the California Commission saying these guys are just having a move around, it's just an exhibition. Then on the other hand we have both Mike and Roy saying that the competitive fire still burns brightly in both of them. Now, with all this information out there, and it's been stressed over and over again that this is an exhibition match, I still see people on social media saying Mike's going to take Roy's head off and Roy's going to bring it to Mike and destroy Mike and all this stuff. But it is just an exhibition. That's all it is. Unless something drastically changes from now till September the 12th, it's going to be two legends moving around in the ring and it's just going to be a glorified sparring session. Bernard Hopkins had his last competitive fight at 51? Bernard kept himself in phenomenal shape, was incredibly disciplined, never suffered any devastating knockouts, and still Father Time caught up with him. You know, if you say somebody lived the life, Bernard marinated in it, whether in camp or out of camp. If Bernard was fighting at 175, that's the weight he would always be on or around. When he was fighting at 160, he used to run like a middle distance runner. He was incredibly disciplined, but Father Time eventually caught up with him. I can't think of another fighter who could have got in the ring at 51 with Joe Smith Jr. and still been competitive for large parts of that fight. But fans are thinking now that Mike Tyson, after 15 years out, and Roy, who's been a very pale shadow of himself for many years, are going to put on a vaguely competitive fight? No. Fair play to both men for getting in great shape, what looks like great shape, and getting in the ring. But exhibition is all it will be. People say Mike looks great and ferocious as ever on the pads, but this is pad work, and to me, I'm sorry, I see it being a little bit speeded up. No disrespect to Mike Tyson, great fighter, but I think it's just a little bit speeded up. And we haven't seen any sparring footage from either man. So I kind of think there's a bit of smoke and mirrors in there. Does anybody remember when Nigel Benn was coming back? You know, he was going to make his comeback against Saki Obika. Yeah, he looked amazing on the pads. He looked, you know, like the Dark Destroyer of old. And these guys are professional fighters, so get them into shape. They will look good because this is something they've done for years and years and years. But again, with Nigel Benn, we didn't see any sparring footage, and that always worries me, you know. Another point here, Personally, I worry every time Roy gets in the ring. He suffered some brutal knockouts and, in my opinion, should not be in a boxing ring. He should not be sparring. He should not be even be in an exhibition match because he suffered some brutal knockouts. And I think people forget about all of that. You know, against Dennis, and I always pronounce his name wrong, Lebedev, that was a horrendous knockout. And Enzo Maccarinelli, he should have stopped his career right then. So I hope and I pray that it is just an exhibition. And at the end of it all, both men come out of it healthy and well. And if this fight / exhibition goes ahead, the best thing I can hope for is that it's a great celebration of two true greats of the sport of boxing. And my final thoughts on this. You know what? It would be a great gesture if the money made here went to charity, especially people in need during this current crisis. So thanks for watching. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video. If you've got a minute or two, please click on the link in the description below and check out our new product, the pad ball. If you want something new and innovative to spice up your boxing training, check out the pad ball.